Have you ever felt lost in a sea of foods labeled healthy, yet left feeling more tired after every meal? The truth is, many nutrition tips we once trusted are actually harming the health of people over 60, from margarine and breakfast cereals to whole wheat bread. Countless so-called healthy foods are secretly packed with ingredients that cause inflammation and accelerate aging. This video is your ultimate grocery guide for 2025. I'll walk you through each section of the store, clearly showing you which foods to pick up and which to leave behind. You'll learn how to choose anti-inflammatory, nutrient-rich, and budget-friendly meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And just seconds from now, you'll be shocked to discover that one familiar food long recommended as healthy may be silently speeding up aging in your body. If you were born in the 60s, 70s, or 80s, you probably grew up hearing that butter was the enemy and margarine was the hard healthy choice. But science today tells a very different story. What we once believed was good for the heart is now known to weaken the immune system and cause chronic inflammation, especially in older adults. The real problem lies in industrial oils like soybean, palm, and canola oil. These highly refined oils are processed under extreme heat, which alters their chemical structure, turning them into dangerous inflammation triggers. But here's the good news, not all fats are bad. Butter from grass-fed cows, the real kind, is rich in omega-3 vitamins A and E, and CLA fatty acids that reduce inflammation and support immunity. So which butter should you choose? Check the label carefully. Look for the words milk from grass-fed cows. That's your golden sign. European-style butter tends to have a higher fat content, a creamier texture, and more nutrients than standard American butter. Trusted brands include Kerrygold, Vital Farms, Aldi Irish Butter, and Kirkland New Zealand. Simply swapping your usual butter for a block of grass-fed butter can dramatically lower your daily intake of inflammatory fats, and many people report feeling a difference in just 2 weeks. But that's just the beginning of a better breakfast. In the next segment, we'll reveal a budget-friendly egg that contains 3 times more omega-3 than regular eggs, and yes, you can find it right at your local grocery store. Eggs have always been called a superfood for breakfast. But did you know not all eggs are created equal? Factory-farmed eggs, even if labeled cage-free or free-range, still come from hens raised indoors, with no sunlight and no access to natural forage. These chickens are fed industrial grains, producing eggs that are low in nutrients and omega-3. If you're over 60, this matters more than ever. Omega-3 help protect your heart, reduce joint inflammation, and support memory, the 3 biggest concerns for healthy aging. So, what should you look for? Choose eggs labeled pasture-raised. These come from hens that roam freely on open pasture, pecking at bugs and grazing on grass. Each hen gets at least 108 square feet of outdoor space, and you'll see the difference the moment you crack one open. A deep, rich, orange yolk, thick and vibrant, packed with 3 times more vitamin E, 7 times more beta-carotene, and naturally high omega-3. You might think these eggs cost a lot more. But the truth is they're only a few cents extra per egg. And the health benefits, worth every penny. You deserve that upgrade. But if you're still eating toast or sandwiches for breakfast, the next part may forever change the way you look at bread. Because over 80% of the bread sold in stores today is silently damaging your gut and spiking your blood sugar every single morning. You walk into the supermarket and see rows of breads labeled honey, wheat, whole grain, multigrain. They sound healthy, but the real truth is hidden in small print on the back: enriched flour. That means the wheat has been stripped of its natural fiber, vitamins, and minerals, and then enriched with synthetic nutrients that do almost nothing for older adults with slower digestion. Worse yet, most of these breads are loaded with soybean oil, cane sugar, preservatives, and chemical additives like monoglycerides or DAC compounds linked to chronic inflammation, blood sugar spikes, and digestive issues. Here's a simple rule: if a slice of bread has less than 1 gram of fiber, it's not food, it's filler. It'll make you feel full for a moment, then leave you hungry again, pushing you to eat more, gain belly fat, and lose control of your blood sugar. But there's a solution. Choose breads made from whole grains, flax seeds, chia, oats, without enriched flour or refined cane sugar. A good slice of bread should have at least 3 to 4 grams of fiber, and any sweetness should come from honey or natural fruit juice, not chemicals. Trusted brands include Ezekiel sprouted grain, Aldi sprouted grain, and Dave's Killer Bread Power Seed. And just seconds from now, I'll reveal one common type of coffee that millions of people drink every morning, yet it may be leaching dangerous chemicals from plastic and hot metal. If you're drinking this kind, it's time to stop starting today. For many people over 60, a morning cup of coffee is a simple joy or even a non-negotiable daily ritual. But if you're using coffee pods or flavored blends like caramel or vanilla hazelnut, it's time to stop starting today. Here's why. Most artificial flavors in coffee are petroleum-based. Yes, that means every sip contains trace chemicals originally derived from crude oil. And those convenient coffee pods, they're usually made with plastic and aluminum. When boiling water passes through, these materials can leach into your cup, especially with long-term, daily use. Even the inventor of the coffee pod machine once said he regrets creating it. It was meant for office use, never for everyday brewing in every home kitchen. If you insist on keeping the machine, at least switch to reusable stainless steel filters and fill them with pure ground coffee. But the best choice, go back to the basics. Use freshly ground or whole bean coffee, especially single origin varieties. These tend to be cleaner, purer, and far more flavorful than mass-produced blends. As for creamers, avoid powdered creamers with hydrogenated oils, corn syrup, and chemical thickeners. Instead, go for real milk, unsweetened plant-based milk, or just a splash of real heavy cream. A cup of green tea or chamomile in the morning can help you relax, reduce inflammation, and even support memory. But here's the hidden problem. 99% of tea bags on the market are made with bleached paper, plastic, or rayon. When dropped into hot water, these materials can leach microplastics, chlorine, and chemicals straight into your tea. The solution, surprisingly simple and powerfully effective. Buy loose-leaf tea and steep it using a stainless steel infuser or a glass teapot with a built-in filter. Not only will the flavor be richer and more aromatic, you'll also avoid hundreds of unnecessary chemicals each year. Stick to teas with clear, traceable origins and no artificial flavors. Your body and your brain will thank you for it. And just seconds from now, I'll reveal a humble $1 food that packs more protein than chicken breast, perfect for a light, nourishing, and budget-friendly lunch for anyone over 60. Midday meals don't have to be fancy, but they do need to deliver high-quality protein, easy digestion, and lasting energy to carry you through the afternoon. One of the best and most overlooked choices for people over 60? A simple tuna or salmon salad, affordable, shelf-stable, and packed with nutrients. It's truly a hidden gem. Here's what to look for. Chunk light tuna or skipjack tuna, smaller fish with lower mercury levels, yet just 1 to 0.6 ounces pouch gives you 18 grams of protein. Wild-caught Alaskan salmon, loaded with anti-inflammatory omega-3 south, low in contaminants, and rich in selenium, zinc, and vitamin D with around 15 grams of protein per serving. You can mix either one with a spoonful of clean mayo, no industrial oils, no sugar, toss in some chopped veggies, and enjoy it with sprouted grain bread or fresh greens. Quick, easy, and anti-inflammatory. And remember, protein doesn't just support muscle, it keeps you full, stabilizes blood sugar, and boosts metabolism. If you often feel tired in the afternoon, your lunch may simply be missing enough protein. Now, stay alert, because up next, we'll expose the most common deli meat found in refrigerators across America, yet it's loaded with preservatives that may fuel joint pain and even memory problems when eaten daily. A simple sandwich with sliced turkey or chicken may seem like a healthy lunch. But if you pick the wrong kind, you could be loading up on hidden chemicals that increase your risk of inflammation, high blood pressure, and memory decline. Many deli meats in supermarkets contain phosphates and nitrates, preservatives linked to hormone disruption and increased risk of colon cancer. Carrageenan and gel fillers associated with gut inflammation and joint pain. Sugar, modified starches, and artificial flavors, which can drain your energy, upset digestion, and lead to weight gain. So how do you choose a safer deli meat? Look for trusted brands like Applegate, which offer versions that are preservative-free, sugar-free, made with just meat, sea salt, and natural herb broth. Whenever possible, choose organic options to avoid added hormones and antibiotics. This is the kind of deli meat you can enjoy daily without worrying about long-term effects. And here's the good news, you can find these options at Costco, Whole Foods, and even Target often at a very reasonable price. Next up, we'll take a closer look at one small change to your snacking habits. Just switching the oil used in your potato chips could cut your risk of chronic inflammation and joint pain by up to 70%. Who doesn't love a handful of crispy potato chips in the afternoon? But if you're over 60, it's time to be smart about your snacks because most chips in the supermarket are fried in highly inflammatory oils that can harm your joints, heart, and brain. Pick up any bag of chips and read the label. You'll likely see oils like soybean, canola, or sunflower oil. These are industrial seed oils, highly refined at extreme temperatures, prone to oxidation, and known to produce free radicals inside the body. Regular consumption may worsen arthritis, contribute to artery plaque buildup, and raise your risk of neurodegenerative diseases. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up your favorite crunchy snack. You just need to switch the oil. Look for chips made with avocado oil, stable at high heat, doesn't oxidize. Virgin coconut oil contains natural anti-inflammatory fats. Trusted brands include Ciete, Jackson's Honest, and Boulder Canyon. The taste, just as satisfying, but they're easier on your stomach and far less likely to leave you with joint aches or heartburn afterward. And in just a few minutes, I'll show you how to pick the best beef and salmon for dinner because the difference between feeling full and feeling truly nourished starts with the source of your protein. Here's the single most important rule to remember every time you step into the kitchen. You are what your food has eaten. Let's start with beef. You might see two identical looking packs of beef at the store, but one comes from cows that grazed naturally on grass, while the other comes from feedlot-raised cows fed GMO grains and pumped with growth hormones. Grass-fed beef contains -2x more CLA, a healthy fat that reduces inflammation, 5x more omega-3 south, 7x more vitamin A than grain-fed beef. More importantly, it's free of inflammatory toxins. It helps you sleep better, digest easier, and recover muscle more efficiently, especially after 60. Many people assume grass-fed beef is expensive, but stores like Aldi, Costco, and Target now carry grass-fed beef from Australia and New Zealand for as little as $5 per pound, sometimes cheaper than conventional beef. And what about fish? Farm-raised salmon are kept in crowded pens, fed processed pellets, and often dyed pink to look natural. Without the dye, their flesh would be gray. Wild-caught salmon, on the other hand, roam the ocean freely, eating shrimp and sea greens, which give them a naturally vibrant pink-orange color. They contain 3x more omega-3 south, 3x more iron, 4x more calcium. It's a powerhouse food for heart, brain, and vision health, 3 pillars of healthy aging. Just by changing the kind of beef and salmon you eat at dinner, you can reduce joint pain, sleep deeper, and wake up feeling truly restored. As you can see, eating healthy doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. It just takes a little awareness when choosing your food. And a little self-love when placing it on your plate. You don't need to chase miracle diets. You don't have to give up every food you enjoy. You just need to understand which foods are nourishing you and which ones are silently draining your health each day. By making just a few simple changes, switching your butter, choosing pasture-raised eggs, avoiding industrial oils, and adding clean protein, you can feel the difference in just a few weeks. Deeper sleep, smoother digestion, less joint pain, and a clearer, calmer mind. Aging doesn't mean decline. In fact, this is the time in your life when you deserve to feel strong, energized, and free to do what you love every single day. If you found this video helpful, feel free to hit subscribe. Each week, I share small but powerful tips on nutrition, movement, and mental well-being to help you protect your health, memory, and peace of mind as you age. And tell me in the comments, is there a food you're unsure about, something you're wondering whether you should still eat? I read every comment and will do my best to answer each one.